Have you ever caught a man looking at you and you instantly wondered what exactly is he noticing? Is it your dress, your hair, the way you walk, or something else entirely? Here's the truth, men are visual creatures, yes, but it's not as simple as, oh, he's looking at my curves. In fact, what men notice first about a woman often surprises even them. And once you understand what those 5 body parts are, you'll realize just how much silent power you already hold in every room you walk into. Now, here's the exciting part. Attraction isn't always about the things we think are the most obvious. It's not always about being the tallest, the thinnest, or the one with the fanciest outfit. No, men's attention is often captured by little details, the ones that whisper confidence, warmth, and mystery without you ever saying a single word. Think about it. The way your eyes meet his across a room, the curve of a smile that makes him wonder what you're thinking, the way you carry yourself when you walk through the door, all of these things say something powerful before you even open your mouth. That's the kind of energy that doesn't just make a man look, it makes him remember. And here's why this matters. When you know what men are naturally drawn to, you stop overthinking. You stop asking yourself, am I good enough? Do I look perfect? Instead, you start owning the things that already make you magnetic. Because attraction is not about perfection, it's about presence. So in this video, I'm going to break down the 5 body parts men notice first in women. And I promise you, it's not just about physical beauty, it's about the psychology behind why he notices these things and how each one sparks a different kind of desire. By the end of this, you'll not only understand what men are really seeing when they look at you, you'll know how to use those little details to leave an impression that lingers long after you've walked away. When a man first looks at you, the very first thing that pulls him in more often than anything else is your eyes. Not just the color, not just whether they're big or small, but the way your eyes communicate, because eyes don't just see, they speak. And they speak a language that bypasses words entirely. Think about it. Have you ever caught someone's gaze across a room and felt your stomach flip? That little electric moment didn't come from a smile or a conversation. It came from eye contact. And here's the secret. Men are wired to notice your eyes immediately because they reveal 2 things he desperately wants to know. Are you approachable and are you interested? Your eyes are like a silent invitation or a closed door. A man can read warmth, curiosity, and even playfulness in them before you've said a word. And that's why sometimes a glance holds more power than a whole 5-minute conversation. When your eyes linger on his for a second longer than usual, it doesn't just catch his attention. It makes him wonder, was that intentional? Did she just choose me out of everyone in this room? That thought alone is intoxicating. Now, let's be real here. Men don't think in long psychological theories in that moment. They just feel. He sees your eyes light up and something inside him says, she's alive. She's radiant, I want more of that. He may not even know why he's drawn in, but you'll know, because your eyes are doing the work for you. Here's the playful truth. Your eyes can tease without ever crossing a line. You can say, I see you, without saying a word. You can ignite attraction by holding his gaze just long enough to make him feel chosen, and then breaking it to leave him curious. That tension, that push and pull, hooks him instantly. It's why people talk about bedroom eyes. It's not about heavy makeup or dramatic lashes. It's about the subtle softness, the slow blink, the way your eyes give him a glimpse into the feminine energy behind them. And here's something most women don't realize. Men notice not only when your eyes are on them, but also how your eyes react when you smile. A smile without the eyes is polite, but when your eyes crinkle, when they sparkle as if you're truly lit up in the moment, that's when he feels a real connection. That's when he thinks she's genuine. She's not just putting on a show. I could get lost in her. The funny thing is, your eyes can reveal confidence even when you say nothing. When you walk into a room and meet people's eyes instead of hiding from them, you project a magnetic energy. You're saying without words, I belong here. I'm not afraid to be seen. That's incredibly sexy because men are drawn to women who feel secure in their own presence. Now imagine this, you're on a date. He's talking and you're looking at him, not in a fixed stare, but in a soft, attentive way. You glance at his lips for a second, then back to his eyes. In that tiny gesture, you've created a ripple of desire. He'll wonder if you're imagining what it feels like to kiss him. He'll feel that spark. And it all started with the simplest thing, eye contact. Men may not always be able to articulate it, but the eyes are the very first place they look to find out if there's something real, something magnetic. And the best part, You don't need perfect eyeliner. You don't need colored contacts. You just need the courage to let your eyes actually connect. Because at the end of the day, eyes are windows, and when you let him peek through them, even for a second, you give him a glimpse of something unforgettable. After the eyes, the second thing men almost instantly notice about a woman is her smile. It's incredible how something so simple can be so magnetic. Yet a smile carries layers of meaning that go far beyond just showing teeth. A smile is not only a physical feature, it's an energy. It tells him whether you're warm, approachable, playful, or even a little mischievous. And for a man, that first glimpse of your smile can be the difference between seeing you as intimidating or as irresistible. When a man looks at you, his subconscious is searching for signals. Does she feel open? Does she look friendly? Does she have a sense of humor? Your smile answers those questions instantly. A genuine smile says, I'm comfortable with myself. I'm happy to be here. And I'm not afraid to let that happiness show. And men are drawn to that like moths to a flame. Because here's the truth: confidence is sexy, but warmth is unforgettable. Think about how many times a smile has completely changed the mood of an interaction. A woman could walk into a crowded room, and while her outfit might be beautiful, what really pulls people toward her is when she breaks into a smile that lights up her entire face. That's when men notice. That's when they feel that spark of attraction mixed with curiosity. Now, here's the thing. Men don't just notice whether or not you smile, but how you smile. There's the polite smile, the one you give when you're just being civil. But then there's the real smile, the one that reaches your eyes, the one that curves slowly as if you're in on a secret, the one that makes a man wonder, what is she thinking right now that I don't know? That's the kind of smile that sticks with him long after the conversation ends. A smile also reveals playfulness. Men love to know that a woman can enjoy the moment, that she doesn't take herself too seriously. When you laugh at something genuinely, when you flash that grin that's half playful, half daring, it shows you're not just beautiful, you're fun. And that combination is dangerous in the best possible way, because beauty might turn his head, but joy keeps his attention. What most women underestimate is the power of a subtle smile in creating tension. Imagine this: you're on a date, he says something cheeky, and instead of a big laugh, you give him a small knowing smile. It's almost like you're saying, I see what you did there, but I'm not going to let you win that easily. That tiny smile is flirtation at its finest. It teases him, it challenges him, and it makes him want to earn a bigger reaction from you. And here's another truth: your smile is contagious. When a man sees you smile, he feels good. Your energy shifts his state. Without realizing it, he starts to mirror you, to feel lighter, to enjoy himself more. That emotional impact is what creates chemistry. Because at the end of the day, men don't just want someone who looks good. They want someone who makes them feel good. Even in silence, your smile does the talking. It says, I'm confident in my own skin. I'm approachable. I can be sweet, but I can also be daring. That combination is irresistible. And the best part, it's completely natural. You don't have to force it. You don't have to practice it in a mirror. You just have to let it happen when you're present in the moment. So when a man notices your smile first, it's not just about attraction, it's about connection. He's not just drawn to your lips or your teeth. He's drawn to the feeling your smile gives him, the way it softens the world for a second. And in that instant, he doesn't just see you, he feels you. That's why your smile is one of the most powerful tools of attraction you'll ever have. After the eyes and the smile, the next thing that captures a man's attention, often without him even realizing it, is your legs and the way you move. Now, this isn't about having the longest or the thinnest legs in the room. It's not about some unrealistic standard of beauty. What men actually notice is how your legs carry you, how your walk expresses your confidence, and how your movement radiates feminine energy. Think about it. The moment you enter a room before you've spoken a word, people notice your presence, and much of that presence comes from the way you move. Men are incredibly tuned into this. They notice whether you walk with intention, whether you carry yourself with elegance, or whether you stride like you know exactly where you belong. That's what creates attraction. It's not just the shape of your legs, but the story they tell when you're in motion. A confident walk is hypnotic. When a man sees a woman walking with poise, it sends a silent message: I own this space. I'm not apologizing for being here. And that message is magnetic, because men aren't just looking at your body, they're absorbing the energy you project through every step. If your walk says, I feel powerful, I feel feminine, I feel good in my skin. He feels it too. Here's a little secret: men don't just notice the legs themselves, they notice the rhythm. They notice the sway, the natural movement of your hips, the way your steps flow together. This doesn't mean exaggerating it or trying too hard. In fact, forced movement can look awkward. But when your walk is relaxed, natural, and full of self-assurance, it becomes irresistible. That's why some women can walk into a room without saying a word, and every head turns. They're not just walking, they're expressing. Your legs also reveal something about your lifestyle. Men subconsciously associate toned legs with strength, vitality, and health. It's not about being a fitness model. It's about the impression that you're active, that you take care of yourself, that you're vibrant. That's appealing because it signals longevity, energy, and passion for life. All things men crave in a partner. And then there's the walk itself, which is more powerful than women realize. A slow, steady walk suggests confidence and composure. A playful, light walk suggests fun and spontaneity. Even the way you cross your legs when you sit tells him something about you. It can look elegant, casual, or even a little daring. These small, almost unconscious movements capture his imagination. Let's be honest, there's something inherently sensual about the way legs can communicate without a word. A subtle shift of weight from one side to the other, the way you tuck one leg slightly behind the other when standing, the way you lean in when you're listening. All of these micro movements speak to him. He might not analyze them consciously, but he feels them, and those feelings create attraction. Here's the playful truth men fantasize about: the woman who walks into a room like she doesn't need anyone's validation. The sway of her hips isn't a performance, it's a natural extension of her energy. When you embody that, you don't just look attractive, you feel untouchable. And that feeling is what makes men sit up straighter, pay closer attention, and think to themselves, who is she? So when men notice your legs and your walk first, it's not just about appearance, it's about presence. It's about the way you claim space with grace and ease. It's about how your movement expresses your inner confidence. And when you combine that with the eyes and the smile we talked about earlier, you create an unstoppable trio: sight, warmth, and motion, all working together to draw him in. At the end of the day, men are not just watching how you look, they're watching how you live in your body. And when your legs and your walk say, I know who I am, I know where I'm going, and I love being me, that's when you become unforgettable. After the eyes, the smile, and the way you move, the next thing men can't help but notice is your hair. It might seem simple, even superficial, but your hair is like the frame of your entire allure. It's the finishing touch that shapes your face, accentuates your expressions, and adds to the energy you radiate. Men may not always be able to explain why, but when your hair catches their attention, it's often one of the strongest first impressions you leave behind. Think about it. Your hair is one of the most versatile parts of your appearance. It can be sleek and polished, wild and free, soft and romantic, or bold and edgy. And the truth is, men notice all of it. They notice not only how your hair looks, but also what it says about you. Because your hair communicates personality before you even speak. A woman who tosses her hair back with confidence seems playful, open, even a little daring. A woman with a smooth, composed style might come across as elegant, sophisticated, or mysterious. Men read these signals instinctively. But here's the real secret: it's not about length, thickness, or color. Some women believe men only like long hair or only like a certain shade. That's simply not true. What men are drawn to is how you wear your hair, how comfortable and confident you feel in it. A woman who owns her look, whether it's a pixie cut, curls, pause, braids, or waves, radiates an authenticity that men find magnetic. Confidence makes your hair sexy, not the style itself. And then there's the movement. Few things grab a man's attention like the subtle motion of hair. The way it brushes your shoulders when you laugh, the way you tuck it behind your ear while listening, the way a strand falls across your face and you gently move it aside. These tiny, almost unconscious gestures are hypnotic. Men don't sit there and analyze them, but they feel something when they see them. It's feminine, it's soft, and it creates an intimate kind of attraction. Another thing most women underestimate is how much hair contributes to touch in a man's imagination. He looks at your hair and wonders how it would feel, whether it's silky, wavy, soft, or textured. That curiosity builds desire. Even a casual flick of your hair while talking can spark a thought in his mind he can't shake off. There's also a psychological layer here. Hair has been tied to health and vitality for centuries. Throughout history, it's been a symbol of fertility, strength, and beauty. So when a man notices your hair, it's not just about style, it's about the impression of vibrancy and energy, whether it's glossy, wild, or styled in a way that reflects your individuality. Your hair signals life force. That's why a simple ponytail can look just as attractive as glamorous curls if you wear it with confidence. Let's talk about the flirtation factor. One of the most powerful nonverbal cues a woman can use is playing with her hair, running fingers through it, twisting it gently, or letting it fall forward, and then brushing it back. All of these movements draw a man's eyes and attention. Why? Because they're natural, feminine gestures that make him think, she's aware of me, she's alive in this moment. Without realizing it, he starts to connect your hair with sensuality. And it's not always about being perfectly styled. In fact, sometimes men love the undone, slightly messy look. The hair that looks like you just rolled out of bed or the wind swept it across your face. It feels effortless, natural, real. That kind of look often feels more intimate, like he's seeing a side of you not everyone gets to see. At the end of the day, your hair is more than just hair. It's a language of its own. It frames your beauty, amplifies your expressions, and adds layers to your personality. Men notice it instantly because it tells them something they crave to know. Are you confident? Are you playful? Are you mysterious? Are you carefree? Your hair whispers those answers without you saying a word. And when you combine that with your eyes, your smile, and your movement, your hair becomes the final brushstroke in the painting of attraction. It's the detail that makes the picture unforgettable. And finally, let's talk about the part of you men can't help but glance at almost immediately, your lips. Now, this is one of the most subtly powerful features of all, because lips are not just about beauty, they're about expression, communication, and desire. When a man looks at your lips, he's not only noticing their shape or color, he's subconsciously imagining the words, the laughter, and yes, even the kisses that could come from them. Your lips are like the punctuation to your entire presence. When you smile, they curve in a way that makes him lean closer. When you speak, they hold his attention, because every word is wrapped in that soft, sensual frame. And when you pause, just for a second, your lips create a silence that feels full of possibility. That's why men can't help but be drawn to them. Think about how many emotions your lips can express without a single word. A playful smirk tells him you're teasing. A gentle bite of your lower lip suggests curiosity or desire. Even the way you sip a drink through a straw can catch his attention because your lips are so closely tied to intimacy. He doesn't even need to think about it. It's instinctual. Now, here's something fascinating. Men don't necessarily notice whether your lips are perfectly full or perfectly lined with lipstick. What matters most is aliveness. Lips that are soft, expressive, and natural are infinitely more attractive than something stiff or forced. When you laugh and your lips open wide, when you let yourself smile fully instead of holding back, that's when you're magnetic. It's the authenticity behind the expression that pulls him in. And of course, there's the ultimate unspoken thought. Your lips are connected to the idea of kissing. When a man notices your lips, part of his brain is imagining what it might feel like to close the distance between you. It's not something he admits out loud, but it lingers in the back of his mind. That's why a woman who knows how to use her lips when she speaks, slowing down, emphasizing certain words, letting a pause linger, creates tension without even trying. Even in casual conversation, the way you use your lips draws him in. Imagine you're telling a story and you lick your lips slightly before continuing, not in an exaggerated way, but naturally. To him, that tiny movement is impossible to ignore. It plants an image in his mind that stays long after the story is over. Your lips also connect directly to warmth and nurturing. Men notice when a woman's lips are soft and inviting, because on a subconscious level, lips symbolize care, intimacy, even comfort. That's why a woman's lips are often the very first feature a man compliments. He's not just noticing their beauty, he's responding to the emotions they stir in him. And let's not forget how lips tie into mystery. Sometimes the most attractive thing you can do is let your lips hover between a smile and silence. That half smile that says, I know something you don't, is intoxicating. It makes him want to lean in, to find out more, to decode you. And all of this happens before you've even spoken. So yes, men notice your lips almost instantly, but it's not shallow, it's primal. Your lips represent connection. They're the doorway to laughter, conversation, tenderness, and intimacy. They invite him closer without demanding it. They spark desire while still holding back enough to keep him guessing. And when paired with the other features we've talked about, your eyes, your smile, your movement, and your hair, your lips complete the picture of feminine allure that no man can ignore. At the end of the day, attraction is a fascinating dance of human nature. Yes, men may notice certain features first, the eyes, the smile, the hair, the figure, or the legs, but what truly matters is the story behind those features. A woman's eyes can sparkle with kindness, her smile can carry warmth, her walk can show confidence, and her overall presence can make her unforgettable. These body parts aren't just about physical beauty, they are reflections of personality, energy, and self-assurance. What's important to remember is that beauty is not a competition. Every woman has her own unique charm, and different men are drawn to different things. Some may find eyes irresistible, while others may be captivated by a confident posture or the grace of movement. What truly leaves a lasting impression is not the shape, size, or perfection of a body part, but how authentically a woman carries herself. So instead of comparing yourself to others or worrying about what men might notice first, embrace what makes you unique. Confidence, kindness, and authenticity outshine everything else. Remember, physical attraction may spark interest, but it's the heart, soul, and character that keeps someone captivated forever. If you found this topic thought-provoking, don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe for more insightful discussions on attraction, relationships, and self-confidence. After all, understanding how we connect with each other is the first step toward building deeper, more meaningful relationships.